Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be discussing braces, or maybe more broadly, orthodontics. It's a pretty niche topic, but I don't even know what made me think to make a video on it, but I just decided to, so I'm really just gonna ramble about the process, and I'll go from the beginning to like during and then afterwards. So before I get started, I have two disclaimers. Number one, they kind of go hand in hand. So number one, I'm recording this like through my phone, so the audio might sound a bit different. I hope that it's alright nonetheless. I just saw people on TikTok recording it through their phone, and I felt like it just sounded better. Like the whispers were better, that sounds weird, but like the mouth sounds, just like everything was kind of better. So then I got a bit concerned that my noise reduction was kind of reducing the quality of the audio. So I'll leave that up to you guys. Secondly, I have a blocked left ear. That was something else I was thinking about doing a ramble video on, but I couldn't think about how to fill in like 20 minutes. Just about how like sometimes I wake up and my ears are just blocked for no reason, and it drives me insane. It's so annoying. So I apologize if there's some background noise that I would normally cut out that I just don't hear. My right ear is, I think, completely fine, but you know, once one ear goes, kind of everything goes, in my experience at least. So if I speak a bit weirdly, like my volume is a bit off, it's just because I can barely regulate my own voice. And secondly, if there's like little like drops outside, or I don't know, maybe someone like clearing their throat or coughing that I don't hear, I apologize. So with all that being said, let's start talking about braces and orthodontics. So I got braces when I was, oh my gosh, I don't remember. I think it might have been 2017. I really should have checked before I started this video. You know, it might have been 2018. When I was 13. I got braces, so I had full braces and this little like chain thing, what do you call them? You see them if you've ever had a trampoline. You see them on the trampoline, the spring. It was like, that's what, oh my god, that's what they called it, a spring. That was like, it went from the top. It was attached to the top molar and went down to the bottom one, or like one of the ones at the front. So that was designed to bring my bottom jaw forward. So I had an underbite, yeah. And that was designed to bring my bottom jaw forward. So as far as like pre-braces, it was really just, you know, going to the orthodontist. I think they, you know, did a check. I think they took a mold and like photos as well, like before and after, like of your teeth, and then also just like side profiles and stuff like that. And then a few days before you actually get like the braces installed, they put these little, like, everyone online who's had braces always complains about these, but in my opinion they weren't that bad. But they put these like little rubber band things between your back molars to create space to shove. So if you don't know, you have like brace, but as you get to the back, they then kind of become, at least in my experience, because I had the spring, but I feel like it's like that for everyone, but I'm not sure. But you then have like your molar, right? You don't pretend this is the gum, and you've got your molar. You get they will put like this like silver like thing around it that the brace is attached to. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what the purpose of them really is, but they exist. But you have them, and to make room for them, they shove these little like elastic bands between your back molars to spread them apart, to put them in, and people online say it's really, really painful. Or they just complain about it, whether or not they're like deliberately exaggerating or not, I don't know. But in my personal opinion, or in my personal experience, it wasn't that bad. Yes, it was painful, but it wasn't any more painful than the actual braces themselves, in my experience. Yeah, it's all I can really explain it as is like a really like dull, like aching feeling, and like the slightest touch will like really it's like throbbing. I think that's how it felt. And yeah, so you have those on for I think like a few days or like a week before you then go in and you get the braces. From what I remember, that was actually really quick, or quicker than I thought. Yeah, I really don't remember the day I actually got the braces. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember the day I got them off. Well, I remember the day that I got them, but I don't remember the actual like procedure. But from what I know, they use like the glue. They put like this glue on your teeth and then stick the little like brackets, and they put the wires through, and then they like snip the wire off. I do remember I had this problem. I had it a few times where the wire would dig into like my gums at the end of my like mouth, because it was like too long and it would stick in, so I had to go in like once or twice and get it snipped, which again, not a hassle. It literally takes less than 5 minutes, so I can't really complain about that. So most people wouldn't know, but I had these teeth, these front ones were the worst, the top front ones. So you know how they're like this now? They used to be out like that, and like that. Yeah, like that. So they would cover these ones, and people were concerned that, like the orthodontist and like my mother, they had a bit of a concern that once the teeth corrected, that they'd be like damage or like rotting to these teeth here, because they had been covered for like all my life. Well, they had been covered since my adult teeth came in. Luckily they weren't damaged really like at all in any way. But yeah, so they were significantly screwed up, especially the top. So yeah, just some context. So then I got the braces, and all I can really say is the only time you really feel pain with it, again in my experience, is when they adjust it, when they tighten them, and you get them tightened, oh gosh, every 3 months or 6 months, I think, and they hurt. They like the whole like teeth like hurt, and usually like the first night or maybe the second night, it's quite like difficult to eat because it really hurts. But once those like few days passed, it's really fine. Like it really doesn't hurt at all. You just get used to it and you forget you have them. When I first got my everything installed, including that spring, I really struggled with eating. So like, your jaw goes down, right? Like, because my jaw typically went down in like an underbite. It took me so long to be able to eat with that spring, like a day or two, maybe even 3 days, to eat perfectly with that spring, because my jaw, so you would bite down and then the spring would like lock. Like if you were biting in the wrong way, it would lock before you could actually like close your teeth. So then you couldn't really chew until your brain and like your jaw and like everything kind of learned, okay, I need to put my teeth a little bit forward to start fully closing it without any like jamming. So it was really annoying. I still remember I went to a cafe with my mum and I could barely eat the meal because I was still really struggling with that whole like jamming up of the spring. So that was fun. It wasn't, but it was alright. I think by the end of the meal I had a vague idea. I had to consciously go like, okay, like move forward and chew like that. So that's why I said it took me like 3 days. It's not like I couldn't eat or anything. I just like after it took a while for my brain to realize, okay, the only way you're chewing is if you do it like that. So yeah, that was my experience with that, with the spring. Otherwise, the spring was alright. It was just kind of like a big nuisance. It just took up so much space in your mouth. And sometimes the what was it called? The spring would it would come up against like your gum, my gum, and when you'd bite, it would kind of close and kind of push the gum together. It wasn't that excruciating, but it would give you like ulcers and just like general sores in the mouth because your gums were irritated, or because my gums are irritated. But that wasn't a common occurrence. So anyways, the spring only lasted, I don't remember how long, but it was not the whole, I think I had the braces for like 2.5 years. It wasn't the whole 2.5 years, it was just, like, I think 6 months. Well, it wasn't long, really, like, at all. So I can't really complain much about that. So, when it comes to actually having braces, your biggest problem, your biggest, like, tedium, if that's a word, in my opinion, is, actually there's two. You're kind of limited. I'll go through the first one now. You're kind of limited with what you can eat. So I don't think you're allowed to eat apples. Like you can't just go like, no popcorn. I can't remember anything else, but like nothing like hard or like whatever, right? You kind of just have to use your brain, but I didn't. Like I was advised, and I think so basically what happens is they tell you not to eat these hard things because it can knock the brackets off your teeth. And I think that happened to me like, gosh, maybe 3, 4, or 5 times. Like a good amount. Again, it's not a big issue. You just go in, tell them, and they just stick it back on. But it happened a good amount because I didn't really change much of my eating habits when I had them. The only thing that I did cut down on, I think, was like really chewy lollies. You're not allowed to eat those, and I didn't really eat those because I was never overly fond of them before. But I still ate popcorn. And then the second thing that was a bit tedious was like cleaning them. So you just brush your teeth like typically like you normally do, but you'd get if you left it, you'd get this like plaque build up or tartar. There's one, I think it's plaque because there's one that's like solidified and there's one that's like not as hard. I think tartar is the hard one and plaque is the not as hard one. I'm not sure, but you'd get one of them. It would like follow along your teeth in like a strip along where the wire went. So you'd have to purchase this little like bristle thing that you'd shove in between like your teeth here and just scrub it to get rid of the gunk from like in between the braces, which that was kind of annoying. But it really wasn't that bad. Like my like tier list is brushing and then that, and then flossing. I hate flossing, it's so tedious. But yeah. So as in terms of actually having braces, it really wasn't that bad. Like, you go every, I don't remember, 6 months maybe, or 3 months, to get it tightened, and that's when it would hurt, but then it would go back to normal and you'd be completely fine. And it was kind of fun because every time you went, you got to like choose a new color. And it was all fun and dandy to try. So yeah, but otherwise, I can't really complain. Oh, my other complaint would be the price. I think it was 7,000 Australian dollars to get it done. So, very expensive teeth. But anyways, I guess it is what it is. Yeah, I guess I had a lot wrong. Oh, I don't know, I kinda did, I kinda didn't. Like, visually, yeah. But when it comes to like actual, like practicality, I'm not too sure. Like, I know I had that underbite, which is not very good. And then another thing is, when you have issues like orthodontically, they highly recommend that you get things done when you're a kid or when you're younger, because your bones are like more malleable. Because there's some issues that when you become an adult, the only way that they can be corrected is like jaw surgery, where they smash your jaw up and like rearrange everything, which you don't want that. So I'm very grateful that I was able to get all of that fixed before I became an adult, and so I didn't have to deal with that by myself or whatever when I got older. So basically, in conclusion, and I'll say the after. I think the worst part about having braces is the fact that you have to wear your retainer for the rest of your life. That's the worst part in my opinion, because you have to clean it, you have to like just make sure you have it in. When I say it's the worst part, it's not that bad. It's like almost completely fine. Like, it's just become part of my routine for the past like 6 years. But it's definitely the worst part because, as I said, it lasts the rest of your life. I think they say you should have it in for 12 hours a day. But I just keep mine in when I sleep, so like 8 or 9 hours. So it's really not that bad. But yeah, in terms of taking it off, the braces, it was really simple. You just went in and I think they would just, hopefully that wasn't too loud, click them off, click, and they would, I think they used like this little like machine thing to like sand down the glue and get rid of it. And I still remember the first time you like put your like tongue over it like that. It felt so slimy. I'm sure like everyone who's had braces would report that. It's like, as again, it's one of those like common things. They felt really slimy because you're so used to just feeling like hard metal, that it feels crazy to just feel like straight tooth. But anyways, so yeah, and then you get them out, and then I think for like a week or so I had to wear my retainer like 24/7. So I had to have it in, take it out, eat, put it back in, take it out, brush my teeth, put it back in, take it out, brush my teeth, put it back in, eat, blah blah blah, for I think like a week, and then it becomes, or maybe a month, I can't remember, but then it becomes 12 hours every 24 hours, which is like much more manageable. But anyways, and then as you go on, you can kind of like skip. By the way, this isn't like orthodontist approved advice, at least that I'm aware of, but in my experience, like as time goes on, you can kind of just start doing it a little less, each, like not 12 hours, and instead maybe just put it in while you sleep. That's what's more convenient anyways, you just brush your teeth at night, put it in, take it out in the morning, and yeah. So, I think I will leave this video here, and I thank you all very much for watching, even if you've never had braces or don't really care about braces, or you're not curious about them, or not in the market for them. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that the audio is okay, and I hope that I'm not too loud or that I didn't miss anything. I keep hearing like things dropping, like outside, but I don't know. I swear I heard things in my house, but I don't know if I'm making it up. So if you heard things, I greatly apologize. Yeah, hopefully this ear will unblock and I'll be able to actually hear things shortly. That's another reason why I recorded it just on my phone, because typically I record the audio and the video separately and then I sync them up. But it's going to annoy me because I won't be able to hear it properly when I'm syncing it up. So I just thought I will use this week to try the phone and see how it goes. So yeah, I apologize. It genuinely drives me insane, because it's like literally, why are you doing this? Like, why? But anyways, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, leave comments. I just said comment. Leave your opinion, your thoughts, your feelings, recommendations, anything. I greatly appreciate it. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. So, goodbye.